is Joe.
And I'm Jordan.
And this is Double Trouble Features.
Z.
Ooh, you got that Z in it.
I know,
Is it
right?
sponsored by Samsung Z Flip. No, just kidding. Not really. I'm kind of like thinking.
Do people actually use that phone? Have you seen anybody?
So I've been seeing it a lot. I actually have a friend who just switched to it, and like it kind of made me think about it. But then he started talking about it and like just
turns you off a little bit.
For like the group chats alone. It's just a non-starter for me. I'm sorry. I don't want to agree. I just can't be that friend who like shows up one day with a green message and like, and to be fair, in a few months, I guess Apple is like having to do that.
Yeah, I heard that but the seamlessness, they're struggling to do that.
Yeah.
Like the seamlessness when you're like flipping it. They're struggling with that.
I have seen people say that they're on the beta test. I cannot fact it, and they said it's good. I don't know. We'll see. But like, I told my friend who got it, I was like, we'll talk in 6 months, maybe.
Okay.
Who knows? Maybe because like to be honest, iPhone. I've basically had the same phone for the past 10 years.
And so, guys, if you don't know, this is your friendly tech review from Double Trouble Features.
You just got me yapping. You said Z, and I was like, Z Flip, got it. And they handed them all out to the Olympics.
I know, they all got it.
Everyone got them. And I just like, I even see them like open it, and they're like, oh.
Hey, Samsung, if you need somebody to sponsor, we're here.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I'm open to it. Talk to me about it.
Yeah. But guys, this is Double Trouble Features. This is your fun, great time having movie, TV review show. Catch us on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, especially on YouTube.
Girl, YouTube.
Yes.
Watch me.
Joe, what are we going to do today?
Well, last time we talked about a lot of movies. We really dove into that and like what we saw. And even though we've still been seeing movies, we really wanted to get in TV because this summer, television kind of popped off, I think.
I think it popped off and then popped down.
Yeah, you know what? Fair. That's facts. But it's not if you're a Big Brother fan, and that just takes up the rest of your time.
And it's definitely not if you are a Love Island friend.
I'm so ready for that reunion.
Oh, yes. But yeah, we're going to talk about some of the TV shows we've definitely watched in the past couple weeks. And of course, we got to talk about House of the Dragon. In a world west of Westeros, there's nothing. That TV show was supposed to be like in production with Williams. Is that her name?
Maisie Williams. Yeah.
Maisie Williams.
Yeah. I mean, there were like 10 shows that were greenlit that they just like didn't do, and now sometimes they're like kind of getting back to it. Like House of the Dragon, we didn't know if that was going to happen for a long time.
Like George R.R. Martin said that there's, I think, 3 live TV shows besides this one and the next one, and 4 animation shows coming out.
I've seen some of that anime shit or whatever, like that stuff going on.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for. I'm super excited for. But we left off at episode 2 of House of Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And we only have the finale left. You guys are going to be hearing this again after the finale. So we do not know how it ends. But I just want to know, what are your thoughts so far of this? And then we'll get into it.
So my thoughts are, it's good. Is it as good as last season? I'm not sure. To me, it's always about the ending. It's how it ends that really defines what it is. So we're like,
I'll give you that.
I have hope. I think we've got a lot of really cool moments from the show. We got a lot more dragon lore.
Yeah.
Lot more dragon lore, which is like more than like I could have ever wanted. But I have noticed, especially on TikTok, that we have taken a severe divergence from the books in like motivations, why people are doing things. Like right now, even with like talking about Rhaenyra and Jace and like them going back and forth. Apparently in the book, it was Jace's idea to use the bastards as dragon riders. But in the show, they're like all over.
I think he's
like against it.
The main reason I think that they have to diverge from like influence and stuff like that is because like the original book it's more of a like history book.
Yeah.
It's not really like let's go into these plot
narrative story.
Yeah. So in that retrospect, I really think that like we are seeing a little divergence. Let's go into the Jace's character, for instance. I don't even see the point of Jace half the time. I'm not gonna lie. And he's becoming a whiny bitch.
And I think that's kind of like where I'm at with it. And he's just serving face the whole time, which is like the worst
that
part.
Jaw structure is
my
nice.
God.
It's a nice jaw structure.
And he's out here just like fully clenching his jaw.
Have you seen those TikToks where they put the super chin?
Yes. And it's beautiful. But I mean, even with that, so getting into more of like what's going on, what we're seeing, what are the themes of going on? So Daemon's over in Harrenhal, and he's still in Harrenhal, and he won't fucking leave Harrenhal. Everybody in Harrenhal hates him. Nobody wants him there. Have him from the beginning. There's that one guy who's like, yeah, I like Daemon because he let me like rape and murder everyone.
Yeah.
And then that didn't turn out too well. That didn't turn out too well.
Let's talk about Damien. Like in the book, it really is just Daemon's in Harrenhal trying to get the Riverlands.
Yeah.
Like, and that's mostly it. There's a witch there, and he does experience something. I just don't know. It was cool the first 2 episodes of it, but we literally got 6 episodes of him just being in Luigi's mansion, freaking the fuck out.
So, and I think, and the problem I'm having with this is like, how many books is House of the Dragon based off of?
1.
And they're just trying to stretch this shit out to make as much money as possible, which I do get. But like, girl, like, I just don't care about Daemon. And like, obviously he's not going to win. Like, nobody wants him as king.
No, not at all.
Like, and no one's going to support him. And they say multiple times, which Riverland men stand there 10 toes down.
10 toes.
They said, you are our king consort,
bitch,
and you will respect our queen,
bitch,
your wife / niece,
bitch.
And that's how it is.
Yeah, no, facts. And to me, it's just gotten to the point where it's just like, okay, we see one vision and we see another vision, and then you eat out your mom, which was wild as fuck. That's not in the books. That's not in no book.
And here's the thing. I do really think that there are certain people in media who are trying to get incest to be less taboo, because people are starting to talk about it on
not about it
TikTok, on
not
certain things, saying like, oh yeah, everyone's had a little incest. No, they haven't.
No.
I need you to know that no, they haven't. And I will stand on this 100%. And if you disagree with me, I'm so sorry for you.
If you disagree with us, this is just not the show for you.
Like, we're never going to be pro incest. We're never going to be like, you know what you should do? Eat your mom out. Like, I'm never going to.
That's not even a sentence.
I'm never going to.
That's not even a sentence.
Well, it is now because of House of the Dragon.
Oh my God. No, so like we watch these visions happen and stuff like that. I do kind of like the whole Viserys, like him kind of like talking, and that's the character development that he's getting. But I don't need it drawn out in like 6 episodes. No. Like that could have been like 1 episode or 2 episodes where we go into these visions and we're done.
We should have just done like, we should have like been like, because right now where it is like everyone at Dragonstone is like, where's Daemon? Oh, he's off at Harrenhal.
Where the fuck is Daemon?
Doing that thing. Like, they don't even know what he's doing. Like, we could have just left it as 1 episode at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we could have been like, and now here's what's going on with Daemon.
The crazy thing that I feel like a lot of people don't really understand, like in perspective, is that this takes place over just weeks, you know?
Yeah.
Like we're in season 2, but in reality, Viserys just died like a week ago, and we're still doing all this stuff, and like things are moving really fast, or like 2 weeks ago, but like things are moving really fast. But in our minds, we're kind of feel like it feels like Daemon's been in Harrenhal for like 2 months now.
Well, because I mean, 6 weeks is 6 episodes, 6 weeks. That's a fucking month and a half.
Yeah, no. Yeah. We've been watching more of House of Dragon than what's actually gone, like time has passed.
And that's why it's interesting in the conversation about weekly releases versus drops all at once. I think I don't.
I think this would have definitely benefited from a all drop this season.
The story would have,
Yes.
the company would not have, and that's why they did what they did.
Yeah. So after Damon, we go again. We're all pro Team Black.
Yes.
Of course.
Always.
We talked about Jace. What about Rhaenyra? How are you feeling about her after all this?
So I was feeling kind of wobbly about her at the beginning when Damon stormed off and all this, but like now she's like, you know what? I got a hot bitch. I got all these dragons. And she said, and I'm going to fucking use them. And I don't care. She said, hey, you who might be kind of whatever, you should go try to ride Sea Smoke. Let's just see what happens. And Sea Smoke said, a white man? No.
Nah, we ain't about that.
Which, and fair, I wouldn't let him ride me either. But that other
Cap. But
I'm just saying, if I had a choice between Mr. Man and I'm blanking on his name, Adam of Hull. Adam of Hull.
Yeah, Hull. Yeah.
Hull. Adam of Hull. If I had a choice between those two, I would have picked Adam of Hull too, girl.
I think the entire season about Rhaenyra, it's her wrapping around that. Is she really meant to be in this position?
Mm-hmm.
Like, she feels like, yes, I can be king or queen. My dad gave me this. This is my true right.
And at the end of the day, he did train her to become queen.
But now she's actually in that role, and then you have half her council not backing her. You had Damon, who's supposed to be, again, her husband, her number one battler, gone.
He's supposed to be her right-hand man, like the sword at her side. Like, that's what he was supposed to be.
Jace is now undermining her and not really caring about what she says and stuff like that, to the point where she's like, am I actually fit to do this? Because clearly nobody else thinks that I am ready. People think they have better suggestions. And I actually think one of the most powerful scenes that she's had in this season was when she was talking to old boy in the hallway, and he was questioning her, and then she turns around and slaps the fuck out of him.
That was so good.
And she was like, I am sorry that I forgot to teach you to fear me. And I was just like, is that not my mom?
And that's the part where, honestly, that's probably the part where it brought it back for me, because I was sitting there and like, I was getting kind of wishy-washy on it too, because I was like, but that's the journey we were supposed to go on. And that's the thing, is I was fully enthralled in it. I was like, damn, is she? I was like, I mean, obviously.
Because she wasn't making a choice. She wasn't doing anything. And it's just like, what are we doing?
And surprise, surprise, there's just a bunch of white men telling her what to do. And the only one listening was the black guy. And but it's just, they all obviously have their own like motivations. They all want a thing. And I truly think that Corlys was like, he does want her to succeed, and that's the difference.
Yeah, because
Rhaenys wanted her to succeed.
Yeah, because that's what his wife wanted, and I think he thinks if she succeeds, then also his family succeeds. Because at the end of the day, she's stuck with him. Like their families are intertwined.
Yeah,
no matter what. And I think he finally brought reason and a voice to that council and brought actual authority to Rhaenyra, which she really needed. And I actually love Corlys. Like,
I love him too.
He's a great character, and I think the way that he's finally like talking to his like bastard sons.
Well, there at first it was kind of funny because like, and I'm a little confused because like it sounds like it wasn't him that provided the dragon blood; it was the mom that provided the dragon blood. Because Rhaenys is the one who provided the dragon blood to them. He wasn't the one. He doesn't have a dragon. He's not a dragon rider.
No, I know he's not a dragon rider, but I thought that like they're from Old Valyria. Like they are part of that old culture, and that's why they still have that white hair. And stuff like that.
I think so too. But like, he said a line and he's like, "I didn't know about your mother," and that made me think
that he might have fucked another Targaryen or something like that.
Well, a lowborn or like a lowborn, like Targaryen bastard.
Had to be full black though. Had to be full black.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just I don't know, interesting, and especially with it is like how many Targaryen bastards there are.
There's a lot of
That's
bastards.
crazy.
No, so to kind of wrap up the Team Black, the whole bastard thing. They had all these dragons just lying around, and we just need dragon riders. What do you think about that? Like last scene because the thing is, we've had until this last episode, which is 7, we had 6 episodes of just us finding a blacksmith and finding a drunk at a bar. And like that to me kind of like almost devalued them getting a dragon, because you're like, there's no way we spent all this time with these characters and they don't get a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only thing. But I thought the whole dragon scene was beautifully shot.
Yeah.
I thought it was amazing.
Even just when Vermithor starts going like crazy on these motherfuckers.
He's like, bro, you bring me snacks and I'm not going to eat. Psh, I'm eating.
And he did ate the house down.
Yeah.
Literally. And then Silverwing, that motherfucker stepped in that egg. And I was like, what is happening here? And then Silverwing was just like, it's all right.
You're like, oh, you look pathetic and weak.
Like, well, she's like, what's this ugly one here? I kind of like him.
Yeah, no. So that's Team Black. Now let's just talk about Team Green.
Man, I don't give a fuck about Team Green. They're dusty. They're gross. They're weird. They're like...
They are fucking weird.
Like, they look like... I'm sorry.
Weird.
Those kids, when I said those kids all look like they bite on season 1, they still look like they bite as adults.
Okay, so let's get into it. Allison.
What's funny about Allison is her storyline coming out at the same time as Chappell Roan's Good Luck Babe is crazy, because that woman is just obviously like, I could have had a different life. I could not.
Yeah.
I could have had something better. I didn't have to do this. My children are tyrants. And then that one scene where she's like, tell me about that other kid that I have out and wherever.
Okay, that was random. Oh yeah, hey brother, tell me about my son that's just
out
chilling at home. He's a great guy. He's good looking. He's gonna get some chicks, and he's smart and unlike the rest of my kids.
Yeah. She goes, and she kind of says, she's like, it's like implies, she's like, is it because I wasn't there? And he's like,
I don't know.
He's like, I'm not gonna lie to your face, but like,
Allison, I wouldn't say she's the worst.
I don't.
Mom.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, I don't
mom.
necessarily think that like she's the problem. The problem is she let all of these men in her life take every bit of power away from her.
Since day one.
She did it for her father. She did it for Viserys.
Yeah.
She did it for her children. She did it for Sir Criston Cole. She did it for literally everyone. She gave it away, and that's when.
I think that's purpose. Like, it came to like full fruition when she was just at the lake. At first, like, I was watching it like with my wife, and I was just like, why? Like, what are we doing at this lake? But then, like, I started like after the episode, kind of thinking, I'm like, okay, she finally gets to like be at peace by herself and start to realize, I am tired of my life being dictated by all these guys. I'm tired of it. And she finally, maybe makes peace with her. Now, I know what happens next. But
and she kind of washes her hands of it a little bit, just because she's like, because they kicked her out of the fucking room.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry, she had that like the leopards will never eat my face moment, and it's like, yes, they will.
They always will.
And he has and like what's funny is he had a point. He's like, hey mom, if our entire like basis for being king, for Aegon being king, is the fact that Rhaenyra is a woman Yeah,
Yeah,
we can't let
You don't matter. You don't matter.
You're not gonna be queen regent. Like, so sorry.
Shout out to all the men out there.
And she's like, yeah, not
Put
all,
that foot down.
not all men. Hashtag men's rights.
But yeah, no, it's so I've kind of came around, but like I've kind of liked to see that little downfall of her, like going down of like, hey, you're not that bitch. Like, you really are not. And now she's just hit to a point where she's like, you know what? I kind of understand now where I'm at. And I hope in this next season she causes a little bit of problems. I know how it ends, but like, I just hope she does like stands her ground more.
Yeah. I just, at the end of the day, I'll always sit there and like think, I'm like, if Alicent and Rhaenyra were just allowed to be lesbians together, all of Westeros would be at peace.
Yeah, I think in real life they would easily fuck each other in real life.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen those interviews?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
God, Emma Darcy, she's just like, she's like, I mean,
that's the
really
thing.
We're
like,
really close. And I'm like,
again, I'm not going to lie. There is something about like a lesbian that can really apply pressure. And she applies the pressure.
So here's the thing, and that's the thing is like they are non-binary,
Oh.
and so that's kind of the thing is like that it's that mix, and like I have this
on camera, I don't get that, but off camera, I'm like, damn.
When they walked up to the premiere with those fucking grills,
Yes.
looking hard as fuck.
Will turn any bitch.
And I'm sorry, well, to almost turn me like, and I'm not gonna, like, and here's the thing, and so I recently had this feeling, and so like, Emma Darcy and now Billie Eilish in that new song with Charlie XCX Guess.
Yeah, I watched that video.
So the song was whatever, but Billie's part, I was like, if Billie talked to me that way, yeah, she could fuck me. Like but like that's the thing is like I'm kind of submissive. That's the difference.
Okay,
Like
okay.
Like being told what to do.
No, but Emily Darcy, I get that.
Emma,
Emma.
Are they?
I get it from them, but
Yeah.
Billie, I'm still like,
Well,
I still see Billie as a kid.
Well,
you know?
I do not feel that way after that. Because it was kind of like shocking to me. Because like, yeah, I did kind of see her as a kid, and it kind of like shocked me out of that. I was like, oh, Billie could peg me.
Anyway,
but no.
back to the biggest person getting pegged right now. Aegon. Aegon is chilling in the bed.
Bitch.
He is crippled as hell. I actually do feel bad. Like the thing about Aegon is he never really wanted to be king. He never really wanted any of this. Then he got promised to be king and got promised, and then it kind of went to his head a little bit. But all he really wanted to do was just prove to everybody that like, hey, I can be this person. I can do this. And so that's when the battle happened. And he thought his brother was a ride or die. He thought his brother was a submissive dog. And clearly he does not know his brother at all.
Which I did call that at the beginning.
Yeah.
I was like, that motherfucker's going to turn on, because they kept talking about, Aemond. Aemond will always be loyal to him. Aemond will always be. And I was like, oh, this motherfucker's going to turn on him. And he just starts blasting at him. Rhaenys has got this motherfucker to chokehold. And Aemond's just like, you know what? I have an opportunity here.
Yeah, no. And from that second, I really do think them writing out, because in the books, Aegon has 3 kids and he has two boys. And so them writing out that other boy, I think really did push Aemond to be like, okay, I am king next. Like I am the king. Once my brother dies. But now Aemond's like, you're in the bed. You're my little submissive bitch. You don't remember shit, do you? Yeah. Then let me tell you about what happened. And guess what? I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, it really is this simple. Aemond got the biggest dick in Westeros. it's even though we've seen it.
Well, and by the biggest dick, you mean the biggest dragon.
Yes.
Because, man, I fucking hate Vhagar. Anytime I see Vhagar pop up on my fucking screen.
Vhagar trying to chill, though. If you really think about it. Vhagar just trying to be in peace.
People keep saying this to me, and I disagree wholeheartedly. Who killed that kid, Luke? It wasn't Aemond. Vhagar killed that kid, Luke. No, hold on. Let me finish. It was not. Aemond was the one who was going after Aegon, sure. But then when he was flying towards Dragonstone, and they saw those 3 dragons. First of all, Vhagar has better dragon vision. I know that Vhagar's old, but has better dragon vision, and saw those 3 dragons and said, "I want that smoke."
It's this simple. I'm asleep, and you wake me up, and you're like, "Hey, we need to fight." Don't tell me how to fight. If you telling me we going to fight, I'm going to fight, but don't tell me how to fight. And that's Vhagar. He said, "I'm Big Daddy Dre. I'm the biggest dragon here. What's up? What's up? I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass. I'll blast your ass." He don't care. He don't care.
But that's the thing, is what I'm saying is Aemond has to put the
no.
And everyone's like, Vhagar, she's such a sweetie. She just wants to hit.
Okay, I don't know who the fuck thinks she's sweet.
And I was like, I've literally had people say this to me. But you just said it's like Vhagar's just trying to chill. I was like, no, Vhagar wants that fucking smoke. She wants to fight.
No, Vhagar ugly motherfucker.
If you told me that was a sea dragon, I'd be like, yeah, probably. That thing looks like it's got fucking barnacles rolling off of it.
Nah, but it's so the whole thing about Aemond is we saw this coming, that Aemond had this darker side to him, and now he's got the power, and he is now running Westeros like you're my bitch, but doesn't understand that you have to be somewhat likable for people to actually do what you want them to do.
Well, and then also, girl. Fucking Rhaenyra with her campaign, her PR campaign.
Sending the food.
So smart. And that's the thing is everyone hates you. When they threw that fish at Alicent and called her the Queen of Fishes, I said, I love that. I love watching. Ooh. I don't know what it is in me. Maybe it's just because I'm so Midwest Missouri, but watching a royal get their shit eating grin knocked off their face.
I mean, they deserve it. Let's be honest.
I'm such a revolutionary.
Bro, if I'm starving, I'm easily blaming whoever's in charge, whoever's eating good, and I'm hurting people. Mm-hmm. If I'm starved, if my daughter died because you couldn't feed us, because you're living lavish, because we got to feed your damn dragons.
And then old lady down the street sends us food and then tells me I might get to ride a dragon. Yeah, that's
Team
my
Black.
Queen, bitch.
Team Black.
Here's the thing, real talk. If somebody looked at you and said, okay, you might be able to ride a dragon and you can try, but if you try and they don't like you, you will die.
Excruciatingly.
You will die. For me.
But I instantly become famous and have a real bed in real life and money and stuff and power. Yeah, I'm taking that chance.
Yeah.
If I'm a lowborn back in those days, that's not like being poor here in America.
Girl,
no.
I'm talking about now. If all of a sudden dragons were real and the U.S. government said, hey, we need dragon riders and you can try.
I'm easily taking that.
I'm signing up, because either 2 things are going to happen. 1, all of my problems are over tomorrow. Or 2,
death. I
get to ride a fucking dragon. And I'm sorry, I'm a 30-year-old man. If I have that opportunity, I'm always going to take it. I don't care. We're talking in hypotheticals. This is never going to happen.
You never know.
Yeah, there are dragons. They keep talking about this ocean down there and all this stuff. No. Maybe there's dragons down there. Who knows?
So at the end of the day,
I don't believe that, by the way.
Yes, he does. Clear. Yes, he 100% does. So the finale's tomorrow. Hopefully, I think they just wrap kind of. Daemon comes back to Rhaenyra. They kind of band together and everything like that. Christian Cole's off on his expedition, and they take Harrenhal, and then we finally get to see what Rhaenyra's really about. I hope that's how it ends.
And I do think here's the thing is like I have enjoyed watching her progression, and like even when like to the point where they were like their Sea Smoke was spotted by Spice Town with a writer. She said, fuck this, got on her dragon and left. She did not ask questions.
No.
She did not ask opinions.
No.
She said, I got to take she said, I'm the only one who can take care of this.
Yeah, no.
Like,
so that's what I hope for the finale is
too.
us seeing. What do you guys want? Well, you guys have already seen it. So how do you guys think about this season? Good, better than season 1, worse than season 1?
And what do you want to see for season 3?
I just want to see fucking war. Like that's all I want.
I know.
That's my biggest disappointment about this season. It's like again, I wanted more battles. It's
been a lot of talking, and I've been watching with my parents, and like they just yap during TV shows, and I have to look at them and I'm like, there's important things happening, and I have to pay attention. Shut the fuck up.
Like this is not Succession. Like this is a fantasy.
I get passive aggressive with it too. If like they start talking, I'll just pause the TV show, and they'll be like, "Why did you pause it?" I'm like, "Cause y'all won't shut the fuck up. I was just waiting for you to be done."
Guys, shut up while House of Dragons playing. All right, so we're going to give you just some quick TV recommendations that we've watched, over these past weeks since we took a little break.
Things have been tickling our fancy over the summer.
Yeah. So it's August now. Oh, Jesus, the year has gone by quick.
It's basically Christmas at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
I hate when I see like shit at like Costco of like, oh, Halloween, and I'm like,
oh,
hold on.
It's the day. So like I work in advertising and all that stuff. So like I have to like plan for that stuff and like that kind of thing, and like seasonal items, and
we're doing Q4 planning.
And I'm like
Black Friday already.
Well, I'm telling them, I'm like, we need to talk about our Halloween stuff now, because not only like you can go buy Reese's pumpkins at the store now.
Crazy.
You could in July. Like
crazy.
It's
just have it year round at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it's candy.
Yeah.
The shape doesn't fucking matter. Just have it year round.
I think we should just always have a Christmas section, always have a Halloween section, especially with all the parties everyone's having. Like, you know what we really need? Bring back Party City. What happened to Party City? We used to be a country.
It's still there. It's still there.
A lot of them closed and went bankrupt.
I know, but the one in Independence still here. All right, but so since it's August, it's getting football season now.
Yeah, we're getting close.
But also, it's Olympic season now.
It is.
So we've both been watching.
We're gonna give you a recap at the end, fun stuff. I don't want to
shout out Simone. But what I've been watching is on Netflix. It's called Sprint. And it talks about basically a lot of the sprinters that are going to be in the Olympics. Mm-hmm. They kind of follow the Diamond League, which is like the most advanced league of like running in the world.
Yeah.
And then the world champions. And you kind of follow Noah Lyles, if you don't know who that is. He won the 100 and 200.
He's the one, he comes out with the
Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Yeah, he has Exodia and everything like that. Yeah.
I know sports. I know what we're talking about.
No, you don't. But Noah Lyles, like you kind of follow him, his upbringing and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, he's a cocky motherfucker. Like that's all you get from him.
How can you not be?
And that's true.
How are you supposed to humble the best? The only way you can humble the best is by beating them, and these motherfuckers aren't doing it.
No. And so you kind of follow like the men's side and the women's side. For the men's, you kind of go through like Noah Lyles' kind of like journey of like him, because he's not a 100 sprinter. He's not at all. He's usually a 200. That's where he won his medals and stuff. But he's like, let me get into that 100. And he started to win. And he did win. And so in track, if you win the 100, you are considered the fastest man on earth. And usually people also say if you win the 200, you're also the fastest man on earth. But definitely the 100.
Usain Bolt, like he was the fastest man on earth for God knows how long.
And so Noah Lyles, he's trying, like you can see his ups and downs, battling through some things. But also you learn about a lot of the other faster people. Like some people who won the Olympics in Tokyo, who also won in last year. This last previous season was the fastest person, and so you get to learn. I'm telling you, Joe, because I know your type. This Italian guy, Italian, he's like 6'4", like
stop.
You would be all over him.
I'm already having issues with the Italian swim team right now in the Olympics.
Yeah,
Like those little sluts with their slutty little waists just showing them off.
You would be all over this dude, like by far.
I mean, I'm all over Noah Lyles. Like,
yeah, no,
like,
no. So like,
because I'm picky.
Yeah, because. So you really do follow their journey and stuff like that, which is actually super interesting and fantastic. And then you see Sha'Carri and how she's going through her struggles of her kind of like not downfall, but like how she went very far up and then she started getting smoked in a bunch of races and stuff, and she's kind of battling back. But then also you kind of understand the rivalry that the U.S. has against Jamaica.
Oh.
Yeah, and no, it's not just a U.S. thing. It is
okay.
World sprinters.
Okay, fine. I might watch it then.
And so, like, you learn a lot about all the Jamaicans and their teams and stuff like that.
You just learn more about that Cool Runnings lore.
Yeah, no, and so it makes the Olympics more interesting because, like, I now actually know who these people are. It's not just it's just Jamaica, U.S., and, these Britain and whatever. Like, no. Oh, I know these people now. I know the rivalry. I understand it. So I highly recommend, especially during this Olympic season, watch Sprint. It's great. It's fantastic. The second show I've watched to get me ready for the NFL season, it's Receiver. Mm-hmm. So they did Quarterback, which they just basically followed the life of Pat, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota, and so you really got to learn about quarterback. They wanted to do Quarterback season 2. Nobody wanted to do it. So
yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of interesting that like they were like I just like a bunch of these quarterbacks weren't looking for that kind of spotlight.
Exactly. I was kind of interested in that too.
But like even with the first quarterback, they still I know that they still had issues. Like even having some of those people there were other people.
Yeah, no, like Pat is an executive producer. He was like, no, I have to be able to control what's getting shown and stuff like that. But
Joe Burrow, he was supposed to be on it, but then he just said, I didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to do it.
No. And that's understandable. And so they had a pivot last football season. And they were like, fuck it, let's just do wide receivers. And so they got some of the best wide receivers in the league. They got Justin Jefferson. They got Devontae Adams, Amon St. Brown. I always mess up his name. George Kittle and Deebo Samuel. You follow all 5 of them, and it's actually very interesting to kind of see what goes into being a wide receiver. Yeah. Because like most of the time you think of a wide receiver being like divas. They don't really do that. Like they run around and catch a ball, but they're not like in the trenches as like a lineman. They don't need to know as much as like a quarterback. They're not getting hit all the time like a running back. And
I didn't know about any of these feelings that wide receivers are divas.
Oh, because you had people, because they catch a touchdown and they mostly do the celebrations and stuff like that. And the biggest shit talkers are wide receivers and DBs, the people who cover wide receivers. And they talk shit after shit after shit to each other because you can't cover me. Oh, I got you any day, like blah, blah, blah. And so wide receivers are the biggest divas in the sport, and you love it. But what?
Wide receivers are the biggest divas in the sport, and I love. Like that's just so funny to me, and like I don't know, it makes me think about it in a little different light because I'm like, I don't know, I'm just not thinking about divas like that. Like it's just interesting.
No, it's like back in the day they had a lot more character, like personality and stuff like that, and would like go actually like crazy and be like yelling and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, and then they're like sportsmanlike conduct and blah,
yeah.
blah, blah.
I watched a fight where Andre Johnson literally punched this corner and took off his helmet and then started hitting him with the helmet. Craziest fight. I'm going to show you after this.
Okay.
I'm going to show you after this. Mid game.
I'm just going to get turned on the whole time.
But so Justin Jefferson, the season before this one that just happened, he led the league and everything. He was the top wide receiver, number one guy, and he's a stud. Came out of LSU with Joe Burrow and stuff like that. He just got paid, and he's making $35 million a year.
A year?
A year.
For how many years?
For the next 5 years.
35?
$35 million. He's the highest paid non-quarterback.
Is he that good?
Oh, dude's a stud.
Okay.
Dude's a stud.
Where does he play at?
He plays at Minnesota.
I need to know every name you just listed.
Yeah, I know.
No idea.
So Justin Jefferson, Minnesota, wide receiver. He's just got off his rookie contract. Before that, he lived in a townhome. Like straight up, he had a shitty ass couch that it looks like it came out of his mom's garage and shit like that. But now signing bonus of like $70 million. So good for him.
Imagine like waking up tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure it's like more actually like $100 million. Like he got just signing the check.
Yeah, but imagine just like waking up tomorrow and they're like, hey, in your job, just like, hey, so you know how you were making $70,000 last year? Well, you're gonna be making $70 million this year, and like just the thought process of like what that means is insane, and it's also just insane like. He's getting paid that much to catch a ball. That's crazy.
And then you have Devontae Adams. He plays for the Las Vegas Raiders. Fuck them. No,
fuck the Raiders.
Yes, fuck the Raiders.
I'm just kidding. I honestly don't know why the Chiefs have a quote unquote like.
It's because we play them twice a year. They're a rival, and like it's mostly back in the 70s.
But I know, yeah. But like that is lost.
Yeah, it's because we've been dominating, just because we got Pat,
It's just, hard. It's lonely at the top.
Yeah, no, fuck the Raiders though. But you see Devontae, and again, like Devontae, like I would say is been the best wide receiver for like the long time. He played with Aaron Rodgers. He's also he gets paid $30 million a year. But like you get to see like that kid aspect, him being a dad. He went through multiple quarterbacks last year. They fired the head coach mid-year.
Well, that's because Aaron Rodgers was like,
no, different team.
Okay,
yeah, no.
So he's not on the Jets.
No, he plays for the Vegas Raiders.
Okay, yes. We're okay.
And so like I love seeing from a player's point of view of you firing a head coach. He going through multiple quarterbacks that suck, that are whatever, and him having to go through that mental hurdles and gymnastics and still trying to be the best wide receiver. So love that aspect of Devontae Adams. He's also a good dude. He's the Taco Bell commercial. He's the guy that has the Taco Bell in his home.
I don't remember this.
Okay,
commercial.
cool.
I don't get served that ad. I don't get served sport people ads.
You watch Chiefs games. It's during a game.
I'm on TikTok on the commercials.
Oh, okay. Cool.
like a regular person.
You have Amon St. Brown, who's a guy that's like got it out the mud. Like he was not the highest pick guy. I think there was like 15 wide receivers to pick before him. He plays for Detroit, who's been the shittiest franchise just in history. And they made the playoffs last year. They won their first playoff game in 32 years. And then he got paid this offseason. His dad was like a bodybuilder, and so like he has like the very kind of like drill kind of like mentality and stuff like that. So you kind of get to understand him. And then you have San Francisco 49ers, which is Deebo Samuel. He's a country as South Carolina boy. He's got a dad, he's got a kid and everything like that.
Describe him physically to me.
He's probably about like 6 foot.
I meant like hair color. Like is he the one with the long blonde hair?
That's George Kittle.
Okay.
Now George Kittle, I would say makes the show because George Kittle is fun. He's funny. He's a tight end guy, so he's like actually good friends with Travis.
Okay.
And I actually enjoy George Kittle. He has a good family and stuff like that. They're Iowa people.
That's why when you said country motherfucker, I was like, wait,
is
it this one?
But like they take a party bus to the every game because that's the only way it fits like their family and stuff like that. But they after every win, they're on the party bus drinking and stuff like that. So like George Kittle he's fun and crazy. But you get to go see every game, like they go through the seasons, their games and stuff like that, how they progress and stuff. go battling through injuries and things like that. And so like it's very interesting and good. If you like football, I think you highly recommend watching it. And then also you get to see the 49ers lose the Super Bowl again. So like that's awesome. That's great.
Oh, and I love to see it every time.
Love to see it every
time.
time.
I think you've talked me into it a little bit. That does sound fun.
No, watch sports.
I know.
Sports.
I'm working on it, okay?
Yeah, so what have you been watching lately?
So I'm not gonna lie, I've been having a really good, like, fun reality summer.
Haven't we all?
I love reality TV. And so there's like 3 shows I'm just going to hit real fast, which I'm going to start off one where Too Hot to Handle is back. And
okay, like that show, like I'm not going to lie, actually infuriates me. Because again, it's like our conversation we had earlier. We grew up not with a crap ton of money or and stuff like that and not a lot of excess. So we understand the value of money. And guess what? I can fucking put my dick in my pants and hold it for, was it a month or 1 fucking month?
You just can't come for a month. And you might get, and here's the thing that's crazy about that show. If you don't come, then they might let you come. Like that's like, and that's the thing is like, you just have to not be a fucking demon. And I've only seen the first episode of this new season, so obviously no spoilers, but like they went and found demons because at this point in the show, they understand that everyone knows what Too Hot to Handle is. Everyone understands the premise. So these,
how did they trick them this time?
So they don't trick them.
Oh, okay.
So what they do is they bring them in and they say like it's either people who like are like I'm just like on a new adventure, or my friend signed me up for this show and I thought it was a good opportunity, and like I'm not gonna lie, these people are coming in being like, I'm here to break rules, which is crazy, and he pissed you off right immediately.
Bro, I want money,
no,
bro. Like,
that's
like
thing,
bro,
like,
pussy is not worth $100,000 or how much ever fucking money they make,
and
bro.
see,
like,
those are grown men words. These men on this show are not grown. These men on this show are not grown at all. And so it's funny because like what they do with this season, how they set it up is they like bring it in, and so there's Lana, but then there's also Bad Lana.
Oh, wait, what?
And when Bad Lana is in charge, there's no rules. And that's how they kind of get them.
No. What?
Again, I'm only on the first episode. I don't know how far this gag goes in, but that's what the first episode is.
Okay.
So they bring
there.
And so they bring them in, and they were like, yeah, they switched it up, and I was like, this is fun because I turned it on. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna watch the same thing again, and I was like, you know what?
And that's why, like, I missed last season because I was just like, yeah, it's the same. Like, you got a couple hot people who are very horny and don't give a fuck, and then you got. Because there's always actually normal people who are like, no, let's not do this.
Well, because they signed up for a different show, and like they really did. Like, and so like they really are trying to play the game. But these people do not have this feeling whatsoever. There's this one dude. He heard no rules. He like went after 3 girls immediately. And you know, in this show, you have to like couple up, which like don't get me wrong, like play the field a little bit. He was just like literally making out with everyone and then telling them not to tell each other. And so
that's wild.
And so then
it all gets caught. Bro, I don't understand when we all live together, it's going to get brought up. Nobody can hold a secret.
And especially, and we'll get into this Love Island later, but no. So it's just, I mean, it's really interesting. Again, I'm only 1 episode in, so I can't tell you if it's like good or not. But that first episode, these people are acting fools and they are demons, and these are like hot to trot, ready to pounce, and it is crazy.
To be young and horny.
It's a weird thing. What
else have you been watching?
Do what?
What else have you been watching?
Well, I've also been watching this summer Below Deck Mediterranean with Captain Sandy. If you are not in the Below Deck cinematic universe, you need to get there. It is so interesting because it takes a group of like 7 to 8 single people in there, or some of them aren't single, and that's like a problem. But 7 to 8, like
That's the problem.
and no, for real.
No, I know, but
And like 7 to 8 people who are just like, they're all hot, they're all great. Captain Sandy's amazing. The captains are usually great. And it's like a workplace drama, but like these people know that at the end of the season, they're never going to see these people again. So they talk to their coworkers how we wish we could talk to our coworkers. And not only that, but you're adding in the mix of they're going out and drinking between charters. They're fucking, they're doing shit. They're like acting all this
what was
drama.
that one season where the dude like
I just watched this the other, like a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago because I was like, I went back to like watch it. So that was on Below Deck Down Under.
Oh, okay.
And that was like some crazy shit because what's weird about that is like the power to the boat went out and this motherfucker immediately ran into the bedroom.
Yeah.
Of
Of the
that,
drunk-
she was passed
black-
out.
yeah, she was blackout
She was
drunk.
passed out, and she literally said before, like, "Do not."
No.
It was that was handled very well. But what there's even more craziness though when one of the other stews was like, "I don't think it was fair that
Yeah.
you got like." It
Yeah,
was
no, I saw
like,
that whole
So
thing.
like if that was some like real world drama, which was like it was handled very well and delicately, which like props to Love
You know what?
Island, props to the producers because the
Yeah.
producers of that show are the ones who said no, fuck you, get the fuck out of there. Like it's interesting just seeing like a reality show producer with a heart.
It's like we want them to on camera, no heart. Off camera, they need to have a heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's been really interesting. And just this season, there's like a lot of drama, a lot of this, a lot of like these two girls are going after the same guy. This one girl, she has a boyfriend and he's like treating her like shit. And then she has this other guy, this Irish fucker.
Why are you here with a
just
boyfriend?
Whispering in her.
I don't understand.
And he's
that.
whispering in her ear. Well, because like, if you like went on a contract for a few months, it's only for a few months.
No, facts.
And so like if I have a boyfriend of 2-3 years, I'm not gonna, because there's this one girl, Aisha, she's been dating this guy Scott for years and she doesn't cheat on him and she doesn't do anything. She doesn't even entertain it. She just has a good time, and then on the off season she goes home to her boyfriend in Breckenridge.
Joe, I have a question, okay? This is gonna be a little off topic. What is your thoughts on a person going on, like your significant other, going on to a reality TV show?
Well, obviously it depends on the show. But I think you would have to have a really hard conversation about that. But like, if they said they still wanted to be together, I would believe them and take them for their word.
Yeah.
But I would always just be waiting for that shoe to drop of they think they're famous now and they're gonna drop you. Same with
That's true.
Like I was watching this one show the other day. It was just like a throwaway joke, or no, it was my parents were watching Nope, and so in it he goes, "My girlfriend of 4 years broke up with me because she got a pilot on the CW. Fuck the CW." And like it's kind of like that kind of mentality in my head. It's like, if you honestly say that you want to still be with me while you go on this show, that's great, and I'll like support that. But just know I'm also gonna try to go on a show, and see, that's the thing I would do.
Okay, yeah. No, I think that's fair. I always tell my wife, "Man, I should go on this show. I feel like I'd be good at this show," and she's like, "The fuck, where you going?" And I'm just like, I always think, if we have that understanding.
I hope you mean like Big Brother and shows like that.
Oh,
like The Challenge.
Oh, sure.
This motherfucker's on Fuckboy Island while his wife is at home. And I guess that you really prove that point.
Oh my God. All right, first of all, I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy on F Boy
He really
Island.
is.
Shout out to F Boy Island. Got picked up by CW.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it did.
That's so weird.
Yeah, no, because HBO cut that shit. But anyway, I think if you do have that, it's just but every single time they come out after, they are like hated. They are belittled, everything like that. What's that on The Bachelorette? That one dude.
Luke P.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Luke P.
And so there's
Everybody hates Luke P.
And that's kind of a good transition into another show that I've been watching, which is The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
And there's a guy on there who's starting to give Luke P vibes. He's starting to give like that kind of like situation where like she's like she's literally like, I'm telling you, I am not okay with this and I am upset by this. And he goes, you're fine. Like.
I mean, she's fine. She's fine.
He's like, it's not a big deal. And she's like, no, I'm telling you it's a big deal. And he goes, no, it's not. And she's like fully like gaslighting her out of like jumping off a bridge or something. And
Jesus
and
Christ.
it's something stupid. But like the men on this season are batshit fucking insane.
Hell yeah.
There's this one guy who on like week 2, it's supposed to be, or week 2 or 3, it's supposed to be a strip show. And he like gets up there and instead of stripping, he says, I didn't want to bear it all. I just wanted to bear my soul. And I want to tell you that I'm falling in love with you. They haven't even been on like a date yet.
Okay. See, I'm not gonna lie. So when I first started dating my wife, I watched The Bachelor, like Bachelor and Bachelorette, and I watched it. And basically I'm just like, I don't understand this show.
Well,
how do people go on to this show and you're competing with like 20, 30 other people and you're not okay with her loving somebody else or people just love dropping and stuff like that? I'm just like, if you're not okay with competition, don't go on this show. But again, how do you fall in love with a chick that quick who's dating 30 other people?
Well, and this is why I always say is like the first time Americans learned about polyamory was with The Bachelor. They just didn't realize it. And because like that's what it is. And like, and they even talk about they're like your relationship with her and my relationship with her are different at different points and like that kind of thing.
Definition
but like,
of poly.
Yeah, like literally. And so it's just interesting in that fact, but like this season, the guys are fucking weird. They're all shit stirs. They're all trying to start shit.
And that's what we want.
One dude's screaming at another. This other dude's stealing this other dude's car keys. Like, but because for some reason he brought his Ferrari from New York.
Oh,
like, just to like flex on her.
So,
and then this other guy took the keys and then tried to pretend it was his. It was so good.
So would you say Bachelorette's back?
I don't know about that yet. Cause the problem is like, I don't think a lot of people are agreeing with Jen's decisions. Like she's not making like, cause yes, you want the crazy fuckers, you want the stupid stuff, but you want her to like phase them out or like kind of call them on their shit. Cause that's why Hannah Brown was so popular with Luke P.
And I think that's kind of like,
I think that was kind of, that was a big peak. And because like she sat there and she like held it 10 toes down. She said, no, you do not get to speak to me this way.
Oh yeah.
Because like in this last episode, she like, this guy was like kind of like giving her like shit. It's like she kind of folded a little bit. And like, I don't know what it is about America right now. They hate to see a woman fold on a man. They don't respect it. And I'm not saying
we're definitely going to talk about that in a second.
I'm not saying I don't respect it, but like, yeah, it's definitely into that and like leads into that. So I will say this first half of The Bachelorette right now, it's pretty good. There's drama, there's screaming, there's a lot of immaturity, which I always liked Bachelorette more than The Bachelor because I always felt like the women try to keep it kind of civil.
Yeah, well, guys like to
like they had like this one man, he literally showed up in a hospital gown with face coverings and his ass out, and his ass stayed out the whole night, even up through the rose ceremony.
I saw that.
Like his ass was just hanging out, and it was funny because like you could tell this rattled the other men. They were shocked.
Hey, if my ass is out, of course.
Oh, and
it's a nice ass.
Yeah, you do got a nice ass. I'll tell you what. But yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, like this is the first time we've talked about your ass. But just pretending whatever. Anyways, but no, it's interesting. So yeah, a lot of fun reality show this summer. One last one that I just want to give a little shout out to, Big Brother. I'm not sure where the fuck this season is going. We need to stop with the gags of like last season it was like the Big Brother multiverse, and then this season it's BBAI. And
you gotta switch it up somehow.
I don't know. I think people are craving back to basics reality. I really do, and that's why I think Love Island kind of popped off the way that they did. people want back to basics reality. We don't need the gimmicks. We don't need the flashy. We still need interesting competitions. We still need interesting things that move the storylines forward. And that's why I think that like Love Island was so successful this year, is because the competitions pushed messiness.
And so let's get into Love Island. Last bit for today. We're going to finish off of our thoughts on Love Island USA. First of all, shout out to Peacock, Love Island USA. In the month of July, it was the number one watch thing.
Which rightfully so. I mean, we talked our friends into getting Peacock because of Love Island.
Guys, if you have not watched Love Island, okay, first of all, this is spoiler warnings. But highly recommend. I don't care if you don't even like reality TV show. You will love this season. It's great. Great ending. Great middle, beginning, everything.
And I think what Love Island USA season 6 did was it kind of like gave a little bit of a proof point, which I've always been saying, is that because people always say reality TV, it's trash, it's bullshit, it's blah, 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 this, that, and the other. For me, reality TV, it holds a lens up to society and kind of helps us talk about what's acceptable behavior, what's good, what's bad, what do I want in a relationship, what do you want in a relationship. It opens up that dialogue in a way that I don't think we really had before.
No.
And it touches and makes easily digestible heavy topics such as love, deception, jealousy.
And also like, again, like that's like, it makes it easy for like me and my wife to talk about these kind of things.
Because you can use like concrete examples of like what he did was not okay to me.
Yeah.
To me.
Or I could be like, you know what? I agree with him. and she's like, fuck no. And I'm like, we're going to argue. No, but highly recommend watching this this season. It's fantastic. It's great. And I really do think it's because of the cast that they picked. Mm-hmm. And I really do think reality casting can make or break a show. The producers can do so much, but if it's boring people, boring cast members, it's just not that good.
Well, and that's the thing is like, I think they really went on it because like we've had some like crazy bombshell, like hot, sexy, whatever, but they're
boring like coy. Like
what are we supposed to, like you can be 6'8", but like if you can't speak, what are we
no,
doing
you're
here?
not good for reality TV. And so like let's talk about the rankings of the final couples.
How it finally ended out. At the bottom, we have Rob and Cassie.
Which like who fucked.
Yeah, well, and that was so glossed over.
100%.
I'm curious if it's going to be a point in the reunion. To be honest, a lot of this is just going to be me speculating about like things in the reunion because the reunion's still coming up, which is so smart that they let these people out into the world and do their press tours and then come back for the reunion.
Talk that shit. Janae says she keeping all the receipts.
That's so smart, and she is. But Rob and Cassie, like that was just so random, and I feel like it was just like his last like, I didn't fuck any of the ones I wanted to fuck, so I might as well fuck this one I don't even care about. And I was like, I
actually really like Cassie.
I like her too. I think she's fun. I think she's funny. I think she's cute. I just don't think they literally cared if each other lived or died.
No, but I also at the same time I think that's just Rob's personality, and I don't know why any girl wanted Rob. I mean, besides the eyes,
like he's attractive in like a general sense, but there's nothing interesting to him about me. That's the thing. But like, you know me, like I want a man who's like mostly hot, but like got that one weird thing about him, like a big nose.
He's got a lot of weird things about him.
Well, a lot of weird things about his personality. But I don't know. He's a funky guy.
Very funky.
I do think that he came out.
No. I think he did find love. I think he did. I think he found love in Aaron.
Yeah, those two, God.
So like Aaron and Rob are. It kind of got weird at the end. I'm not gonna lie.
Even like Dave Portnoy kind of called Aaron out on his podcast and on the BFFs podcast. So it was like Kayla and Aaron and Rob were all on there, and first of all, Aaron was like, I'm not trying to chase fame and blah, 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 all that shit. And then like later on in the conversation, he goes, so like, what are you doing? Where are you trying to go? And he goes like, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about moving out to LA. And he goes, so you're not trying to chase fame, but you're going to move to LA. And then Kayla starts kind of like giggling at her and laughing at her. And then he said something along the line. He said something along the line. Are you like, why aren't you trying to be with Rob? Like, you two are the things. Like, he
Yeah.
kind of called them out on it. It's just like, because Aaron only cried whenever Rob was involved.
Nope.
Everything else was like, I love being able to watch in real time men's fake tears because they make that face and they're like, dude, what? How could you say that? And then not one tear is falling. And I clocked that shit.
But you know what's worse than men's fake tears? Fucking, I counted 14 episodes straight of Kaylor crying about something.
Fuck, Aaron.
By the end, I got
can't even
so
do it.
annoyed by Kaylor. I was just like, I just don't care.
What's funny is like I could tell that they thought that they were the one. They thought they were the it couple in the house.
No.
They really did. And I think that they kind of came out to a shock and awe of America hating that couple.
Yeah,
Specifically him, but then her folding so fast. But we do have to remember she is 21.
22.
And she said after she got out, she's like, look, I'm choosing to stay with him, which now we don't even know if that's true. But when they first got out, she's like, I'm choosing to stay with him. I understand you all's concerns, but she's like, I'm young. I have time to make this mistake. And I want to.
And all that's valid.
Yeah.
I just thought, like, for me, and again, I am so okay with, somebody makes a mistake and stuff like that, and then them fighting and fucking getting back. But like real time, when we were watching that episode, and the second she go, I was like, oh, Aaron knows in the fucking back of his head, he's good. He can do no wrong. He can do whatever. And that's the thing. It's like she folded too quick. And again, I'm okay with what Cordell and Serena went through.
Exactly.
Except for the way Serena acted.
Disagree.
But yeah, we disagree on that. But I was okay with the end result. Hated the way that fucking Kaylor just said, you know what, Daddy? Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He hands her a broken shell. Meanwhile,
Bro.
and here's the thing why I disagree on like Serena Cordell is she said, if you want to be with me, if you still want to do this, I'm going to bring you to your fucking knees. And you know what? Cordell, he did it. And what was wrong about that?
No, we're going to get into them later. Okay. We already know how I feel, but next couple.
This is my favorite couple.
Is Kendall and Nicole.
Oh, just wrong couple. That is not what's on the screen.
I know.
That is not what's on the screen.
I know. I was waiting for that.
Fucking asshole. Yeah, they are not my favorite couple.
Speaking of Kendall's asshole.
No, that was so sad.
It was very sad.
Like, imagine, here's the thing. Like, if I ever got famous like that, that could happen to me.
So, and I've seen things about Kendall and Nicole. They got fourth place. They said "I love you" at the end. Kendall came in by himself, and they connected and everything like that. I actually really enjoyed their couple.
I did too.
I think they really found love. The problem is with this couple, purely this couple, I think America got involved in this couple because everybody got the ick from Kendall. And so many people were voicing the way, like the things he did and stuff like that, that I've seen, like, it turned kind of Nicole off a little bit.
Which, yeah. And that's the thing is, like, I don't know. So I'm curious because, I'm not saying Kendall would be my go-to or anything, but, like, I don't really get, like, the ick from him. Like, he's kind of dorky, but I don't know. You know me, I like a dorky man. But, like,
that's what I think a lot of people got the ick. Like, my wife hates Kendall. Hates Kendall.
He's cheesy.
He's very fucking cheesy.
He's cheesy, and that's the problem. Like, because that's, like I said,
my best friend's Chad.
I'm not started dying. I'm not beelining for Kendall, but I don't.
He's a good looking. He's a good looking guy. He has a great job. Like,
I don't think the hate is as necessary, but he is very, like, I don't know. I think and here's the part where it might be cringy or like whatever is like it feels like he's older than all of them. But like,
I think he is like 26,
but
27.
But he's trying to like keep up with it, and it just doesn't feel right because he's 26 or 27, but he looks 38. And
he doesn't look 38.
Okay. He looks
older though.
All of them look older though. Yeah. All of them look older than they are.
So I feel like that couple I was happy for.
Yeah,
but
fine.
Now I don't know where they're at, and I don't know. Like Kendall said, like he was just like, yeah, we're just kind of. He's like,
we're trying to figure it out, but we're still together. We have not heard shit all from Nicole.
No, not at all.
She's been hiding.
But third place. This couple,
My actual favorite
I
couple.
really wasn't rooting for.
I was.
But at the end, they seem good. Actually, no, it's not even this. So we're talking about Janae and Kenny, and I think Kenny finally showed his personality towards like the last 5-6 episodes, and I was just like, I actually really, because at first Kenny was such a dud, but I really do think it's because he came in, he didn't know really how to act on a reality TV show. He's just trying to like kind of be cool, but he's not really the cool guy.
And so I think this is the difference between Kendall and Kenny is like Kenny is a goofy guy who's not trying to be like cool. And I think he realized once he started showing like his goofiness that like it was Kendall like tries to still act kind of cool. And like that kind of, and like Kenny, he's just a sweet mama's boy.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And that's the thing. Like Kenny is like my blueprint of like person, like when she's like Kenny, like I love their relationship so much. No, I think it's so cute. I think
I do think it's cute.
I think they're so cute. I think they're so like just fun and bubbly, and they're just like not concerned with these other people's bullshit like that.
And I think that's what because again, I was like, Janae is still 10 out of 10, but I was kind of very annoyed by Janae and stuff like that.
I was annoyed by Janae at first, and then I really liked her.
I really loved her at the end, and like I think her and Kenny are great couple. Actually.
I honestly think they're one of the strongest couples to come out of this whole thing.
Yeah. A couple that I don't think is strong at all is Leah Miguel.
You're not watching you really aren't watching the podcast then.
No. Tell me in 6 months that they're still together.
I don't know. And see,
tell me in 6 months that they're still together.
That's the thing about Leah and Miguel is like you really don't know, but like they're that couple that like it to me, they feel like that couple that like they don't need to hang out all the time. They don't need to be all up in each other's bullshit like that. And I think she feels the same way. I think that they match each other's energy in that way.
So at first, and I'll admit this 100%. Miguel came in as a fuckboy. 1,000,000%. He was like, hey, I'm going to get in here. I'm going to get some bitches and like, you know what, go back home and like, you know, do whatever reality, whatever I need to do, make some money.
He was planning on playing Kane.
Yeah. I'm going to play the game or whatever like that. Then he met Leah. And, you know, Leah was, and at first he was like, yeah, you know, like she's probably down to do some stuff, you know, because that's kind of Leah's personality and stuff like that and whatever. And then he actually started to like get to know her and stuff. And I actually do think he's like, I actually really do like this girl.
Mm-hmm. Him and America.
Yeah. And like, he's like, okay, like, no, she's like, I can actually see some potential. But I do, like, me personally, okay? Yes, I haven't been following, like, all the stuff that's been on all the podcasts and stuff, but, like, I really do think it's going to be, like, one of those situations where it's, like, I think they're not going to end on any bad terms.
No.
It's just going to be hey, I live in London. I'm not moving to America. Or you live Calabasas. I can't afford your lifestyle.
No, because she lives down the street from the Kardashians, basically.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy. That woman is... Leah is rich, and so, but
rich.
What's funny, and why I think America, like, it's interesting because, like, she thought that America was gonna hate her. Like, she really was shocked that they were second.
And at the beginning, I understood that.
And like at the beginning, sure, I guess, but like even now, after like all the stuff's come out, like a lot of people have gotten over that whole Andrea thing. Like the general public of Love Island fans gotten over the Andrea thing. Even Rob has admitted that like he was skewed in the house differently to how it actually was.
To me, it's not even like the fight of Andrea, of like her trying to get Andrea out. It's more of the like the fights with Liv, that like Liv just was being honest and like her really kind of like,
because and I still hold to this, like because Rob admitted she made it sound like Leah was the driving force in that conversation. She went out of her way to do that. She's like back seat, blah 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 blah. I'm still not like on board with that whole Liv thing because she did try to
all day.
She tried to make it look like that. But here's the thing: at the end of the day, Leah and Liv, fine, totally good.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like it's whatever. It's all water under the bridge. And like, it was just like, and like, that's why I think America like does like it. Cause Liv did call her out as she should have.
Yep.
And Leah saw that and took a step back. She did.
After the argument.
Well, yeah, that's
They
what-
argued,
well-
and Leah got real defensive.
That's
But no. But I get it. I love the makeup after, and I'm actually glad that the producers like really show that stuff, because it's like you can have it out with your friend, but then as long as you like, hey, come back, we talk
Yes.
about it, discuss, hey, I was in the wrong, or maybe some things we didn't understand, the communication was bad, and then they make up, and that's good, and like that's what like and like that is the thing about Leah. She makes mistakes, but she eventually owns up to the mistakes
Yeah.
and moves on. And I do think it was surprising that they got second.
I was not surprised whatsoever.
I
As a couple, maybe that's the thing.
as a couple,
As a couple, yeah.
because I would
Like,
still put Janae and
Kenny over them as
Yes.
a couple. Yes,
Yeah.
I voted for Janae and Kenny. That's who I voted for.
Yeah.
Like I'm not kidding. Like, but
I'm not kidding. I am
I'm not gonna- I
team.
love them. I love them
What's their Kanae? I think it's Kanae. Yeah.
But no, it's just like it's interesting. But I do like Leah is like a main character. Even like when she's like doing like Get Ready With Me, she was like sitting there and she's like, guys, I just want everyone to know I did have a nose job. You don't get a nose like this and like just naturally.
Leah's real.
She's a real,
She's
and that's what.
real as fuck.
But I feel the same way about Janae and the PPG.
PPG.
PPG. I think that's the thing is like they are the realist, and I think you could throw Liv in there as well. I think that the PPG plus Liv
Yeah.
were the main characters of the season.
So I think Leah is Buttercup. Do you think she's Buttercup? Because we all know that Janae is Bubbles. Like that's
Janae is Bubbles, and Serena is.
Blossom. Would you say
No.
Blossom or Buttercup?
I think Serena is more
But see, I saw a lot. I think
Serena's got more of that edge to her.
But see, only when she feels truly fucked over.
You're right, and she's more of like she is. Like,
I think Serena has a better head on
yeah,
her.
Serena is the voice of Serena, so I'll give you Blossom, and yeah, I
Okay.
guess that would. And Leah is kind of like messy and has an edge too, so
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
And Buttercup always came back and was like,
yeah, she still kept it. Yeah,
We still love Buttercup. But the couple who won, again, if you don't know, spoiler,
truly deserved.
truly deserve is fucking Serena Cordell, who I voted for number one couple because, again, I fell in love with Cordell.
Yeah,
Cordell, sweetest guy, great guy, loves everything. Cheez-Its I saw.
Oh my god, that was such a good idea though. Because here's the thing, I was like giving him like mad shit about the Cheez-Its thing.
Oh,
Because I was like,
no, you should.
you should. I was like, if some 21-year-old fuck came up to me and said, I want to do some Cheez-It sponsorships, I would have been like, swipe left. Like, so fast.
fast.
Especially not knowing that he was OBJ's brother. Like, because no one knew that at that time. If I heard that in that, I would have been like, I would have been dove into Serena did. I'd been like, you know what?
Yeah, no.
Like, we'll talk about that later. But then, like, him actually being like, white cheddar jalapeno cheese, I was like, damn, this man's got a plan.
No,
And
why? And I was like, make that now.
It's a good idea. Like,
Yeah,
I was like,
you just need somebody who ain't got that many brain cells to come up with the flavors.
And I
And,
think-
you know what?
And I think that's the thing about Cordell is he's a man of few words. You just got to let him cook a little bit. You just got to like he's just not done. He's still in the like we're
he might take a long time to cook, but
like
you let him cook.
you just like once we get there, it makes sense.
No, but like out of all the couples, they were the most like, oh, I can see this being like a real relationship. Like I can see this being because they truly became friends first.
Yes.
I think they truly became, and I think that's very important in a relationship is to become friends, and then we can move on and do the other activities and stuff like that. But I truly, again, we can just debate on how Serena handled the whole Cordell situation, like the Casa situation. We can all debate about that. But at the end of the day, I'm glad. I knew they would get back together. I knew they would make up, and I'm glad they did. I'm glad Serena forgave him. Cordell did work his ass off.
Yeah.
And that's all he wanted was her. He realized, again, he's a 20, and I feel like people don't realize, like, oh, you think, like most people put themselves currently right now in these kind of situations. But they don't realize when you are young, 21, and dumb, it is it's hard for you to be thinking this and this. And then the second he came back from Casa, he realized I made a fucking mistake.
Yeah.
And I think that was the key for them to get back together.
And Zaya, baby, you did not break up with him first. I'm so sorry. He like.
Oh my God, bro! What the? She was. Fuck her. Like, bro, fuck her.
That's
like,
that's when I realized I was like, because I heard a lot about the comments on the OBJ thing, and I was like, and I was still willing to believe it. But the second she like tried to get petty like that,
I'm gonna go break up with him first right now. Like, bitch, like.
And he's like, hey, I want to talk to you, and she goes, before you even say anything, I'm like, okay. And at the end of the day, like. It was always going to be Serena. Like, it just was.
Always going to be Serena.
Like, I don't know what it is.
Again, Serena, again, at the end of the day, like,
I'm just curious, what was the point where you were like, that was too far for Serena?
The breakfast. The breakfast is too far.
She said no 3 times, and he still put it on her in front of her face.
He put it on. No, her makeup is right here. He put it right here, and then
she said no.
It doesn't matter. It
yes,
doesn't.
It does.
No.
Saying no doesn't matter.
Me putting a plate down next to you does not equate. I'm going to push it onto him.
Okay, maybe that was a little too far. But
would you do that? Would you do that to anybody? You, like, Joe, I know you. You wouldn't do that to anybody. You wouldn't push food.
But Jordan, what I'm saying is, like, I've never been in that situation ever.
It doesn't matter but that's the thing. Respect doesn't matter any situation.
But he didn't respect her in that moment either.
Again, we could debate on.
You want to talk about respect when he was humping up in the bed?
Oh,
you want to talk about respect?
The humping on the bed.
You was all up in there humping up in the bed.
Shout out Serena, because when she was describing that shit was funny.
Yeah, no, it was good. Lie. It was good TV. She had her one-liners, and that's the thing. But
yes, she did.
But that's what I'm saying is, like, what respect do I owe you when you obviously don't respect me, motherfucker?
Physically, again, I don't want to debate it. I don't want to debate it. I don't want to debate it.
She tipped a plate over. Come on.
Hey, they won. Congrats to them.
She didn't throw it.
A great season. Cannot wait for the reunion. Like, that's going to be
well,
perfect.
And especially with, like, again, we kind of talked about, like, these people are so
unhinged on these podcasts.
Well,
actually.
and like the people who are like, I don't know how to say this, but like if you weren't the main character this season, like we all know it, and like get your money, get your bag. The way Leah said it, like get your money, get your bag, do whatever you got to do.
I don't see what Kane. I don't think they're going to bring Kane back, but I kind of want to see Kane on the reunion.
Well, because he literally like they gave him his phone and he's like on the plane, just like he's like, so this, that, and the other.
Fuck this person. I don't care about this.
Honestly, it was kind of like smart in a way, but like that's the thing. He got his 15 minutes, and I haven't heard about him in a while.
No.
Especially because of these other people coming out. But then even like with Rob and Aaron and Kaylor and Leah and Janae and like all this drama and all this bullshit. And like they started off on the podcast and the podcast popped off. And so now they're going into like real shows. Like I see they started getting on like Entertainment Tonight, blah, 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 blah. And I think it's going to keep going. But I'm very excited about this reunion. I can't wait to see them just calling each other out because they're already doing it.
Yeah.
Janae's like...
Yeah. Janae is like, I got receipts and I cannot wait to see you. And then I guess,
like, I can't remember if it was Andrea. Like, Andrea was talking some smack. Sierra was talking some smack.
Everybody talking smack. And you know what? Cannot wait for August 16th. All right. So tell us what you guys think. Did you really like this season? Is this one of the best seasons of Love Island you've seen?
Is this one of the best seasons of reality TV show ever?
Or did you think it sucked? Just let us know in the comments.
Do you want to bring back boring people?
But hey, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Joe.
And this is Double Trouble Features.